You are listening to Single Smart Female.
This is us letting it all hang out for your love life, examining Steph's dating experiences and answering your hot topic dating questions. Just you, Steph, and me. No topic is off limits and no filters involved. This is Jen.
And I'm Steph. If you have a question about your love life that you would like us to answer, you can submit your question at singlesmartfemale.com.
Hello, Single Smart Female, and welcome to show 53. I'm your host, Jen Burton.
Joined by...
Yeah, that's right. You're here. I forgot. Just kidding. I did not forget. Steph, joined by Steph, my co-host. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Jen.
And today, we are bringing you a question from Miss Friend with Feelings in Ohio. And she writes,
Hi, ladies. I love your podcast, and it is helping me tons. I do notice that you haven't covered the concept of fuck buddies, and I need help in that area.
I think she forgot to listen to last week's episode. Hint, hint. Show 52.
We do mention fuck buddies in that episode.
In great detail.
Anyways, she writes, About 3 months ago, I established a fuck buddy for the first time in my life. It is easily the best sex I've ever had and is completely on my schedule. I always ask him to come over, and he has never booty called me. I do go on dates with other men, but he is the only one I am sleeping with. Recently, though, a few things have happened. When I ask him if he wants to hang out / have sex, I do not get a reply, but he will reply to my non-booty-seeking texts. Instead of inundating him with messages, I have backed off, and in doing so, have also realized that I do have feelings for him. So my question for you both is twofold. 1, what would make a male booty call back off in this way? And 2, what do you suggest for women who start to catch feelings for their booty call? Part of me just wants to back off completely, but the other part doesn't want to lose this amazing sex. I know I'm a catch, but also have the tendency to go after something I like and fear that I may be coming on way too strong when asking for sex. Also, would love thoughts in general on fuck buddies. A bit of backstory. I'm in the process of applying to PhDs and will be leaving where I currently live in about 7 months. That being said, I do not want to get into anything serious because I know I'm leaving and want to avoid any unnecessary heartache. Last year, my fiance, whom I had been with for 6 years, suddenly left me.
Well, first off, I have to say that, man, that last line hurt.
Yeah.
To be suddenly left is never any fun whatsoever. So, Miss Friend with Feelings, thank you for submitting this question. Steph and I, sometimes we talk a little bit about our questions before we record, and then sometimes we don't at all. But this one we did talk a little bit about, and we actually disagreed on a couple of points. And I think it's kind of interesting to bring up. We disagreed about what his motivation might be for backing off. And I want to talk about that for a second, and then I want to talk about an even more important point after that. So, Steph, you were saying before we started recording that you had certain ideas about what could be going on.
Yes.
I specifically feel, and Steph will get to hers in just a second, but I specifically feel like maybe you are possibly coming on super strong with the sex, and maybe he does like you in some ways, and he is wanting something to develop in a different way with you, that there are men out there who don't want to be used just for sex. They like it for a certain
period
length of time, but at some point they're like, especially if they like the woman, they're like, wow, is that all she sees me as? And I know a lot of women are saying bullshit in their heads right now, but it's the truth. It actually does exist. Men want to be seen for more than just their sexual abilities.
And I don't disagree with that. That is very much a possibility. Another possibility that I thought it could be is that he may be interested in someone else right now and not know how to navigate that with you. So if he's starting to see somebody and he feels a bit, even if they're not together, even if they haven't started an exclusive relationship, he may feel guilty about acknowledging any sexy texts and whatnot, but he still wants you in his life. He doesn't want to put you off to the point of saying, you know, actually, I don't want you to contact me. So he only responds to the benign text messages.
Which, again, I'm not sure how I feel about that exactly, but bigger than this, which is super important to acknowledge, that it doesn't really matter why he's doing it. What it really matters is what it means for you. And I take a lot of things in my client's life, all women are always, they want to know the why of what's going on with men. Why he did this, why he did that. And I'm going to tell you, more importantly, is why is this happening for you? What is this an opportunity for? And I think one of the things you've already found out and aren't able to acknowledge is that you've developed feelings for him. And I think that's super important to address above all of this. Now, what we do with those feelings, that's an entirely different conversation. But in my estimation, regardless of why he's doing this, the why this is happening to you is really evident, in my opinion. This is happening because you needed the opportunity to acknowledge your feelings. And as we discussed in our How to Take a Lover show, where we were talking about friends with benefits and all the things like that, is that we have to understand as women, even when we have the best of intentions in going into what we consider a purely sexual relationship, there's always the possibility of developing feelings, because it's a very physically intimate situation and we're very emotionally intimate creatures, regardless of how long we've been playing in a man's world and trying to train ourselves to be detached from all these feelings. I want to encourage you at this point, and I think Steph does as well, to just go ahead and own that you feel that way instead of pretending that you don't. And there's a lot of candy-coated crap information out there telling women how they shouldn't tell men this, or they shouldn't do this around men, they shouldn't act this way, they shouldn't let men think that they're interested. And I'm not telling you right this second to go tell him, but I'm telling you that living that way, when you're just basing all of your interactions on what you think men will be receptive to, is going to be a long road of misery with men. You will not find the romantic happiness that you want if you base all of your interactions on that. Now, she did say that she has a tendency to
come on a little strong.
Yes. Did she say that in reference to?
So she said she tends to go after what she wants, and that she's worried that she may have kind of come on way too strong by asking for sex. It's possible. It's all, but like originally it was working, right? So it depends.
What you can do is you can tweak your approach.
Yeah.
Is the next thing you need to ask, is he agreeing to see you outside of a sexual context? You didn't mention that.
Yeah, so basically she doesn't really specify what those other texts that are non-booty call related were. So I would say that if you like him and he's not responding to the purely sexual whatevers, why don't you just see if he wants to take you on a date or do something with you? Because at this point, you don't
have anything to lose.
Exactly. You don't have anything to lose, and you don't have anything to prove. You don't have to keep up a fuck buddy situation if you now actually care about this person on a deeper level.
You shouldn't.
No, it's definitely not the way that you'll win him over. And Jen and I have talked about this a lot, where you don't ever want to go into this kind of situation with that intention, with the intention of winning him over, winning his heart. But this doesn't sound like that's what you did. It sounds like you started out one way and that's what you wanted, and now you want something different, and you're
at least entertaining the idea of something different.
Yeah.
But there's also the question of she's leaving in 7 months.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah, and that's a lot more difficult. And I'm going to tell you, I understand and I promote women really focusing on their careers and letting love fall to the back burner during that time, because I love when women come to me in their late 30s, 40s, 50s and said, I put my career first for so long. And then they've achieved a certain level of success in life. And now they have a lot of freedom on other levels where they're not totally stressed out about money. They have more control over their time. They just have a lot more facility to engage in a dating experience that can blow them away. I think there's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm not saying you should do that, but I think focusing on your PhD. I don't know if she's doing multiple ones.
She's applying right now, so she's, I think, waiting to find out where she's going to end up, but she's most likely going to be moving.
Yes. I think there's nothing wrong with focusing on that first and going and getting yours. But here's the caveat. I also don't think that there's anything wrong in letting yourself play. And if you do fall in love, that doesn't have to necessarily be the worst thing in the world. I know we all think, and I know you went through something really, really terrible last year, that heartbreak has to be the worst thing. But if you let yourself enjoy the romantic journey and just understand that life sometimes is messy.
Yeah.
You're not going to put it in a perfect box. It's not about, you're doing an application process and then you're going through coursework, not curse work, but coursework. And
we can take you through
and
coursework.
You're doing your dissertation and finishing all that up and wrapping it up in this nice, neat package. It doesn't work that way. You can make it incredibly fun along the way and maybe not put all of your emphasis on it, but I wouldn't push people out of your life, especially that you enjoy, because we do need physical contact. We do need emotional contact. And women, I think specifically, thrive in being desired by men when we really allow that to come into our lives in a healthy way that feels good for us. That motivates us in other parts in our life and actually helps us succeed and go to other levels in other pieces of our lives that will be extraordinarily beneficial on a long-term basis. Steph,
Yes.
You wanted to say something?
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is you can't prevent yourself. Like, even if you don't want to get into anything serious, I mean, shit, I've done that. We don't want to get into anything serious. We're not going to be exclusive. We're not going to, do any of these things because I've got my thing going on and you've got your thing going on. And it's just too hard to deal with the feelings. Guess what? The feelings still come up. They still come. And you can still be heartbroken and you can still have a wonderful time in between.
And you can also still recover really quickly from heartbreak.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
recovered exponentially quickly in 2006 when my husband and I split apart. I had decided that I was going to do love differently. So it's not like I didn't feel anything about our divorce, but it wasn't devastating because I was embracing love as it was coming along and not trying to push it away and wrap it up in that pretty package and make it work perfectly under the context of what I thought it should be.
Exactly. And when you get to a point where you're not afraid of having the feelings that you have, they move much quicker. So you can have those heartbreaking, difficult feelings, and if you allow them to have their time,
have a space in
and
your
have
life
a space in your life. Yeah, exactly. For a moment, for like really acknowledge them instead of like pretending that it's not happening or stuffing them away or whatever. Just feel them. Usually when you allow your feelings to happen fully, they move much more quickly.
Mm-hmm. And then the other piece of that is remembering that because it doesn't work out with somebody, that your romantic worth is never based on that one particular relationship. Sometimes relationships end because there's something amazingly better coming along. Actually, all the time they end because
there's something better.
There is something better out there for you, but you still have to give that better space in your life. So I'm going to recommend to you that, yes, you kick ass and take names in your studies. And I want you to do love in a clean way. And when I say clean way, meaning it feels good to you, but I also don't want you to be afraid of the feelings because sometimes regardless of how clean you try to keep it, there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be unexpected feelings. There's going to be some jealousy. There's going to be some nervousness. There's going to be some I mean, just a range of emotions, and they don't have to devastate you.
Today's episode is brought to you by Make Him Want You Again online class. If you would like to learn exactly what to do, say, or text to make yourself irresistible and unforgettable in his mind, meet us over at makehimwantyouagain.com.
Welcome, Lover Girl, to segment 2 of today's show. Steph, guess what? I have a little surprise for you that I haven't shared with you yet. I'm excited to share with you. So we got an email. I mean, we do get emails and I enjoy them, but this one really touched my heart from one of our single smart female listeners. Would you like me to read it to you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hi, Jen and Steph. I'm not sure if you'll have a chance to read this. I did, by the way, just so you know. But I want to say thank you for transforming my dating experience. I discovered your podcast 2 weeks ago on holiday with my 8-year-old kiddo and listened to every one of them by the pool over the course of a week. Mm-hmm. One word, ladies, revolutionary. I cannot tell you how my feelings of despair have transformed into feelings of excitement and anticipation. My old style was to date one guy at a time, investing immensely in each one, inadvertently scaring them off, and massively overanalyzing the situation. I remember those days.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds really familiar. I got back in touch with 2 previous men I've dated, but ruled out due to lack of instant chemistry / flaky behavior, and one other I have known for a couple of years. I've now got dates lined up with all 3 and have rejoined eHarmony. For the first time in years, dating doesn't fill me with dread. I took your advice to suggest fun dates. I suggested we watch a live wrestling match to Mr. X Footballer, as I've always wanted to see one, and we are going tomorrow. Mr. Man, other guy, by the way, is taking me for lunch in Brighton. And the third, who I've known a lot longer, is whisking me away for a weekend in 2 weeks.
Oh,
pretty damn good, huh?
That's awesome.
Yes, it's really good. It never crossed my mind to date multiple men and actually derive pleasure and fun in dating. Ladies, thank you. I genuinely am not even looking for a serious relationship now, just to enjoy myself and be adored. You're both incredible, inspiring, and uplifting. With so much love, Miss Overdue Optimist in the UK.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
It was fantastic. It gave me chills just reading it. Steph, love doing this for this reason. Mm-hmm. I found so much fun and pleasure, as she was talking about, in dating when I started this in 2006. And like I tell clients, and I've said it on this, it's not like you're not going to have a bad date. Things are going to happen. But ultimately, you can keep choosing the fun piece.
Yeah.
I will say, though, this one thing I want to say to Miss Overdue Optimist, if she is wanting a serious relationship, it's okay to admit that too, just in case.
Yeah.
I want all you ladies out there to say, I'm not telling you shouldn't want that. I just want you to, meanwhile, while you're dating, to enjoy it, because it sets up a completely different romantic scenario in your relationships than if you were to just look at dating as a
means to an end.
Yes, means to an end. I got to do it. And what are all the phrases? Dating is a dirty word. Wait, is that what I used to say? Wait,
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I can't remember at all. But no, I like to say dating's only a dirty word if you want it to be.
I like that.
But dating is not a necessary evil. It is something that you have the right as a woman to enjoy and to make it your own. Okay, Lover Girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show.
Being an adored woman means that your romantic opportunities are truly limitless, but it doesn't mean that every experience is going to come in a perfectly wrapped package. Today's episode is brought to you by Make Him Want You Again online class. If you would like to learn exactly what to do, say, or text to make yourself irresistible and unforgettable in his mind, meet us over at makehimwantyouagain.com.
This is Jen.
And this is Steph.
Don't forget to subscribe to our show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share Single Smart Female with all of your single girlfriends. And if you would like to play around to learn more about Mantourage dating, come see us at havehimyourway.com.
Talk to you next time.